All right, what is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video. In this one, what else will we have other than a mock draft? So you guys are used to me making one mock draft. That's about it. This year, you guys said, yo, can you do some more mock drafts? Your boy's delivering, and I might be delivering overboard. Now, also forgive me if my hair looks a little whack. Like, I just got out of the shower, so it's still a little all over the place. But I'm coming at you guys with a lot of different mock drafts. Obviously, I use the PFF simulator. I have my membership, and I'm having way too much fun with it. So I love making these videos. I love the potential that these have, and doing more of them helps kind of, not just help me, but help you guys see how the board is kind of going each time and kind of what the possibilities are. If you guys are like, yo, we're kind of done with the mock drafts, let me know. In the end, I don't want to make videos that you guys don't want to see. I do want to continue to make different types of videos. But obviously with the draft right around the corner, that's everybody's focus right now, and kind of doing these mock drafts and whatnot, both with trades, without trades, doing live fan pick mock drafts, just a bunch of different type of mock drafts is kind of what makes the most sense right now. But obviously with the title and the little scrolly bar down here, you guys can tell that we're going to be doing a no trade mock draft. We did one of these. We're going to be doing it again. I believe we've done about one or two mock drafts with trades, and I do like doing them with trades because they make the most sense. But doing this also does make sense because if the Patriots do stay at their picks, this will kind of help you see what players will be there potentially and what players will not. So without further ado, let's just hop right into this no trade mock draft. All righty. Believe we have everything set up. I got to remember we're not trading, because knowing me, I'll forget and end up trading. I'm used to trading. When I do this like without like just in my free time, I'm always trading, so it feels a little different. Jamar Chase goes to the Falcons. That's interesting. It's not a bad pick, but just an interesting one. I feel like Kyle Pitts would have been the best. All right, let's see who went. I'm guessing all the quarterbacks went, which it's pretty obvious. Makes nothing but sense that that's going to happen. Kyle Pitts goes to the Cowboys, which I don't think he'll drop to 10, but if they can get him at 10, that's really great value for them and a really good pickup. Michael Parsons goes to the Chargers. Man, they're really trying to get linebackers there in Los Angeles with the Chargers there. Picked up one last year, like going another one in the first round. Like, my God. Christian Darrisaw goes right before us. That was a potential pick. Rashawn Slater still on the board. Some people have Rashawn Slater as the number 1 tackle. So the fact that he dropped all the way down here, I don't know about that. Where do we want to go? I've seen people draft Quiddy Pay to the Patriots at 15. I do think that is too early. I do like Christian Barmore. It's tough because these 3 picks right here, it's tough. It's tough to pass on Rashawn Slater, who is a just spectacular tackle. The Patriots are going to need help at tackle. I don't think people understand that, and a lot of people believe that the Patriots are set on the offensive line, which I just don't get it. I don't understand how people think that you can ever just be done on the offensive line. Even as depth pieces, people have to realize that. But now you have to understand the factor too that Trent Brown, the Patriots starting right tackle, and their left tackle in Isaiah Wynn are going to be free agents at the end of the season. Not to mention, both are injury prone. You need answers behind them. So I really want to get Rashawn Slater, but the thing, because if you look at his grades, they're just spectacular. I mean, obviously he didn't play this past season. But the only thing is that it's a pretty good tackle class. I also really I like JC Horn. Now a lot of you got on my butt because I didn't get JC Horn in my last no trade mock draft. I got Caleb Farley. At that time, I didn't know he had back surgery. So I mean, if I knew he had back surgery, then I would have picked JC Horn. But of course, I didn't know that at the time. Even though I do believe that Caleb Farley has the better skill set, obviously that back injury creates a lot of concern. But I look at these grades, and while JC Horn is a great cornerback, I think that we can still get nice value in the second round at corner. The defensive line on the interior, especially, or on the offense, did I say offensive line or the defensive line out of the way is what I meant. It's not great in this class. It is not great in this class at all. Christian Barmore being here at 15 is a little bit of a shock. But if that's the case, I mean, you got to believe the Patriots got to get him. And I'll show you guys exactly what I mean here with Christian Barmore. Now, he's the best interior defensive lineman. Obviously, a first-round pick. Barmore's high-end games are up there with any defensive tackle we've graded. He looks fairly NFL ready. Now, he won't be a starter coming right in off the bat, so it doesn't worry me. He has a really good bend. That's probably the best of his game. They said biggest weakness is game-to-game consistency. What I've heard about him is that, yeah, sometimes he'll go off. He'll record a few sacks in one game, and you're going to hear his name, and then there'll be a few games where you're like, oh, where is Christian Barmore? But again, I think he'll be a starter for the Patriots down the line. For the most part, though, this upcoming season, I don't expect that to happen. Kind of look at his stats here. He had 8 sacks this past season in 12 games. 3 sacks the year prior in just 11 games, so 1 less game. Really good at rushing the passer. Really, really good. 6'5", 310 pounds, a decent-sized defensive tackle in the interior. Good at stopping the run, but is going to really, really excel as a pass rush, as you can see. NFL comparison to a Gerald McCoy. The Patriots have had interest in Gerald McCoy in the past, obviously before he became more injury-prone and got up there in age. If the Patriots could get a Gerald McCoy, I think that'd be an excellent pick. They've been missing that interior defensive lineman. Obviously they have Lawrence Guy signed to a 4-year deal. I think they have opt-outs every year or in 2 years, something like that. But, you only have Devon Godshaw signed for 2 years. And, is he going to be able to take that switch to New England? And even if he does, I've heard, injury problems with him. All in all, Christian Barmore is just an excellent, excellent selection here by the Patriots. We wanted an interior defensive lineman, and that's exactly what we're getting here. I honestly, if the Patriots miss out on a quarterback, this is probably the guy that I'm going for is Christian Barmore. Unless somehow one of the top 3 receivers drops, then we have other questions. But in this mock draft, Christian Barmore drops to the Patriots at 15, and it's a no-brainer. JC Horn goes to the Dolphins. It's a good pickup for them. Elijah Vera Tucker goes. Travis Etienne, of course, to the Bills. That also makes a ton of sense. Najee Harris goes right in the second round to the Jags. Damn, they got Asante Samuel. I feel like you have to trade up higher into the second round if you do trades and you're the Patriots to get a corner maybe in the second if you want to get one of those like top guys. So Jamar Johnson is there. If you know me and you've seen my past mock drafts, you would know that I am a fan of Jamar Johnson, the safety. So him being there is tough. And I don't think a lot of people are going to like this pick. We're not doing trades. Obviously, I can't trade back, so he will be gone by the next Patriots pick. Jabril Cox. We haven't talked too much about Jabril Cox. Let me go back on the screen here and pull it up. We haven't talked too much about Jabril Cox. We haven't really talked too much about linebackers because the Patriots are pretty full there for the most part. You look at what they have. They Obviously have Dante Hightower returning. They re-signed Kyle Van Noy. You still have Jawan Bentley, Chase Winovich, Josh Uche, Anthony Jennings. You have Terez Hall, who's not a roster lock, but he got some play time and looked pretty decent as maybe like a at best a number 3 linebacker, probably best at like a 4th though. But and even adding Matthew Judon, but you look at what the Patriots added. For the most part, these are like off the ball, stop the run, set the edge type of linebackers. A lot of these guys you're going to see setting the edge for the most part. I feel like the Patriots just don't have that linebacker who's an all 3 down linebacker, but mostly a coverage linebacker. I mean, really, let's take a look. Who is that? Maybe a Josh Uche can kind of develop a little bit more into that. But as for right now, we've seen him mainly as an edge rusher. Chase Winovich is not that kind of guy. Hightower's not that kind of guy. Bentley's not that kind of guy. Terez Hall has a little bit of the ability, but again, he's like at best a 3rd to 4th linebacker on the roster. If we go ahead, though, and we look at Jabril Cox, you can see that he's graded fairly well over the last few seasons. I wonder if they actually have him related back to the page. No, they don't. He is excellent in coverage. Again, an all 3 down linebacker, but excellent in coverage. The Patriots would get a guy in the middle of the field at the linebacker position that you would actually see playing at linebacker. You're not going to see him constantly setting the edge like a Van Noy, Jimmy Collins, Dante Hightower. You're going to see him playing back there in the middle of the field, and you're going to finally get a linebacker who plays in coverage, a guy who's known for playing in coverage. I really think the Patriots are lacking that. You look at what they have, even over in the next few years in their future, they just don't have that guy. And even coming from LSU, it's a big college, really good competition. If the Patriots could get him, I think it would be a really good pickup. I know a lot of people aren't looking at linebacker as a big need, especially in the 2nd round. There's probably bigger needs, but again, we are looking at this from a standpoint that the Patriots don't have an actual coverage linebacker. Devontae Campbell is his NFL comparison. If we're going to look at 2020, he did have a little bit of a slip in grades, which probably was going to drop his stock a little bit. Played 10 games, 36 pass rush snaps, 293 run defenses, and 352 coverage snaps. I wish they showed a little bit more of his overall statistics, but it's okay. 6'4", 231 pounds, a big linebacker. They have a 2nd round grade on him. They said Cox has ideal coverage traits and a proven track record of performance. We can therefore overlook some of the run defense issues. I think for the most part, the Patriots will be okay. They've beefed up this run defense, especially on the D-line and with their other linebackers and whatnot. So I'm not too worried that one guy has a little bit of issues as a run defender because, again, they've beefed it up fairly well. And again, they just don't have that guy who's able to play at the linebacker position in coverage. The Patriots, because they've lacked that, have had to bring guys down like a Kyle Duggar and Adrian Phillips to play that hybrid linebacker role. Again, just for that lack of not having a linebacker who can play in coverage. So some of his pros they have here is that he is a lengthy linebacker, ultra smooth on the move, press man. I think that's something Belichick would love. He plays really well in man coverage, and he plays a lot of press man. That's what the Patriots defense run all the time, and he's really good at that, especially at tight ends, which is another really good aspect in his game. He mirrors tight ends and offensive weapons really well. He excelled opening hips and locating on the run, multiple plays on the ball downfield. Productive in 2 different defensive schemes, so no matter if they're playing 4-3 or 3-4, he should be fine. They say he's not a power player, likely would have been a safety 15 years ago, so kind of sounds like he's more like a safety, kind of in that linebacker role, but has a bit more of the ability to still kind of get to the quarterback, set the edge, than a regular safety would. Closing burst all too often lacking, average playmaking in the run game, caught stuck in the mud too often. So he's not bad in the run game, just nothing special. But again, looking at where we are, I would have loved to get a cornerback here, but I think in the third round we should still be able to grab one. And just having Jabril Cox here fills a need, and I like it. I like this pick. So the defense is really looking nice right now. Obviously, offense is not what I think is going to throw some people off because we didn't get a quarterback. It's tough. Again, I'm someone who believes if it's not one of the top 5 guys, it's really not all that worth grabbing. I don't know. I wouldn't grab Kellen Mond in the second. The Washington football team just did. Honestly, I like Cox better than Mond at that point anyway. So I think it's just better value. Let's see how the board continues to pan out. Jamie Newman just got selected. The quarterbacks are just flying off. And I think a lot of people are going to be upset, but this might be another no-trade mock draft where we just don't select a quarterback. I hate to say it. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. No. I saw someone grab Felipe Franks to the Patriots before. And that was in the later rounds anyway. But yeah, just kind of an awkward position right now for the Patriots. Might grab Jalen Darden here because we need offense at this point. But again, would have loved to grab a corner, but Jalen Darden will easily be gone by then. Out of curiosity, what corners are on the current market? Who I would love to grab in our next pick is either Benjamin St-Juste or where is he? Where is he? Was he taken already? He might have been taken. Are you serious? Well, somebody already took him, then that value must have skyrocketed because I don't agree with taking him where they did. Okay. Looks like they did. He could be a diamond in the rough, but with not playing in 2018 or 2020, yeah, I'm not taking a chance on that. I do like Benjamin St-Juste. I just don't know if he's going to be there by next time. I do believe the Patriots also met with him. But we need, I just like the addition of the wide receiver. Trey Brown's not terrible, but again, at this point, not good value. I think in the later round, if we can grab Chris Wilcox, this is a guy that I grabbed before. A nice later addition, if we can grab him, was super, super good value. He could be a nice later round piece if you can still grab him. I don't want corner. I want wide receiver. We're gonna go with wide receiver here. I've seen some people high on Josh Palmer. I'm not really high on him. Yeah. Jalen Darden, honestly, y'all, is just a really great fit for the Patriots. Has graded out pretty well over the last few years. He's quick. He can get down the field, but he doesn't rely on that quickness. Makes really good quick cuts. he could be good for the Patriots, not just like down the field, but also with his short area quickness. I know that the Patriots obviously have Jacoby Myers. The Patriots also have Kendrick Bourne, who they just signed. But you can never have enough of these guys. They especially a guy like Darden who can do just multiple different things. 5'9", 174 pounds, your classic Patriot slot receiver. He played a little bit on the outside before, but mainly on the inside in the slot. I mean, Jacoby Myers, I think that kind of pushes him more so to the outside, which would be okay because I believe he's about 6'1". And Darden still is a guy, you'll have him under a rookie contract for 4 years. Probably won't play too much year one anyway. We'll have to see, what happens with Jacoby Myers because soon enough he'll be hitting the open market. Can the Patriots retain him or not? And Jalen Darden just all around really good fit for the Patriots. He's just one of those New England Patriots system guys. So, you're going to consistently see me grabbing Jalen Darden because I just really like the fit. Like, he's not one of those 50-50 ball guys, but at the same time, that's not like the Patriots way. You have to look at what the Patriots have done over the last few years to kind of base it off of, okay, is this worth it or not? N'Keal Harry was never the Patriots type of wide receiver, and it just ended up not working out, right? Jalen Darden is like a faster version of like a Danny Amendola, Chris Hogan, Julian Edelman type of guy. So Jamar Johnson is somehow still here. Very intriguing as we're in the 4th round. But I do want to grab an offensive lineman in the 4th or 5th. Ooh, but I also do want to grab a running back also. So let's see what running backs we have. Demetric Felton, right here. It's a pretty easy pick for me. Second best running back, I believe, on the open market. Oh, shoot. So Khalil Herbert is out of Virginia Tech, a tough guy to pass on, but he is more of a runner. He's good at breaking tackles and all. He's a good running back, but he's not someone who too much is a guy who catches passes out of the backfield. Demetric Felton, on the other hand, very, very, very much is so. This guy has been linked back to the Patriots heavily. The Patriots actually met with him too. I've seen nothing but him being linked back to the team. And you can even see Patriots fans, when doing this, are constantly drafting him. About 14%. It goes Patriots, Green Bay, and then the Giants. He is a excellent receiving back out of the backfield, a perfect comparison to a James White. And who knows, with James White being under a 1-year contract. I've talked about Felton before if you've watched my mock drafts and my videos, so I'm not going to talk about him too much. He used to be a receiver. I believe he used to be a slot receiver and then kind of switched into running back. So, he's that type of guy who you literally say is a wide receiver in a running back role. Patriots need that future guy. And usually they like to bring these guys in before the guys they have at the current helm leave. So kind of getting him in while James White is still here, I think, is an excellent move. So Demetric Felton, the running back future of New England. And obviously there's only one guy in between this, the Raiders, and then we're up again. So to kind of recap what we've done so far, I really wish that they recapped it here. We've went defensive line. We then went linebacker. Wide receiver, running back. So right now we're like 50-50 between defense and offense. I mean, running back, wide receiver, going to help tremendously, can help now for adding depth, but also the potential future of the Patriots offense. And then adding a linebacker and a defensive lineman will help up front, which the Patriots needed. They do need help in the back, though, too. But they do need help on the offensive line also. But I'm just not super high. Benjamin St. Just is still there, though. Dang. Honestly, a little surprised about that. But Jamar Johnson also still there, and he was graded pretty well, if I remember correctly. But every time I select him, PFF just not like it. Like, it gives me a C plus. But you can see, like, his stats, like, he's going up. He's skyrocketing in his percentile. But you know what? I think we can get a safety later on. I need to remember that. As much as I do like him, we do need corner help. The question, though, is is he worth it? Oh, shoot. Maybe he is. I said we needed tackle help. Let's look at the draft guide. They have a 5th round grade on him. A nice build at 6'6", though, 300 pounds. But they do have him as more of a guard, kind of like an Isaiah Wynn situation, it sounds like. We have 3 4th round picks, though, so I'm thinking we could probably get him still. Oh, wait. Shoot. No, we have 2. When's our last one? Our last one is 39. Right there. It might be a little bit of a push, but whether it's guard or tackle, I just think that, we need help on the offensive line. He's been graded out pretty well, pretty good size, pretty good build. Actually, I want to go back here for a second. I want to see if it says where he's played on the O-line. As it should, yeah. So they said he seems like more of a guard, but he hasn't actually had snaps at guard. So he might be built like one, but he plays tackle. And he more specifically plays left tackle with some slightly, very slight experience at right tackle, but mainly a left tackle. And he's been graded very, very well. Very, very good run blocker. Still a very good pass blocker, though. Very, very good numbers from him. Has only allowed 3 sacks since 2018. I'm impressed. They somehow have a 5th round grade on him. Maybe it's jumping a little bit, but again, we need help on the O-line, depth now, but also for the future. And I don't want to risk him not being there at a 39, or at 139. So I'm going to take him, and we'll have to see what PFF thinks of my grade or my selection later on. Did somebody take the safety? Because, if we could somehow grab him, even right now, Jamar Johnson is still there. What is it about Jamar Johnson that he's still there? Because I believe they had a 2nd or 3rd round rank on Jamar Johnson. It might just be the depth and just the other guys around him that dropped. Wow. 1st to 2nd round grade on Jamar Johnson. Wow. It sounds like the lack of experience is what doing it. But John Johnson, if the Patriots could get that, the Patriots, again, need that next Devin McCourty, Daron Harmon, and they never found that replacement for Daron Harmon. I mean, we're at the end of the 4th round. I don't know if he'll be there next time, but the fact that at the end of the 4th round, I mean, literally at the end, we are getting him right at the end of the. I mean, I'm drafting him. I mean, I think that's good value. It's like almost right at the beginning of the 5th. It's close, but all right. I still would have loved to add a cornerback, but things just kind of didn't pan out that way, unfortunately. All right. Josh Palmer finally goes. He's been on the board for a while. All right. Wow. Herbert is actually still on the board, surprisingly. The running back that we were talking about, I believe in round 3, when it was between him and Demetric Felton. Felton would have been gone by this point. Every single time that I've done these drafts, he is gone by the 4th round, or at least some point in the 4th round. So there's no way he would have been here by now. Deontay Smith, no. He's okay, but in the 5th round, I would say maybe slightly pushing it. I'm actually a fan of Robert Hainsey, but they never seem to love the pick when I grab him. Is there any way we can grab a corner? He had one good season. He's not bad, though. I mean, look, he's a playmaker. 5th round. 7 picks and only 79 career targets is... Can we get a little bit more out of him? Say the 3rd round grade on him. 5'11", 190 pounds. Not what you want. Not what you want. It sounds like he's more of a slot guy, and we don't need that. 5 interceptions this past season. That's probably why he had a grade of 82. Nice coverage grade. Run defensive grade, not the best. Jalen Johnson, his NFL comparison. Would have loved to grab. Wait, hold up. I'm so sorry, y'all. I did not mean to do that. All right. I want to see where he... Oh, wait. They're not going to give me that, is it? Damn. I wanted to see where he played throughout the majority. But they're not going to give me that because he's not an offensive lineman. Of course. Let's head down to corner. We could really use a cornerback. And then if the one O lineman is still there next round, it's an easy grab for me. Show less. Chris Wilcox is a guy I would take a chance on. We're not going to do that right now, though. It's between these two. Like I said, his grades weren't great. See if there's something I'm missing about him, though, that has him slightly higher. See his build, his height. And it doesn't even look like they're going to give me a profile on him. Yeah, that always concerns me when they can't even give you a profile on the guy. I've heard good things about Brown, though. In the 5th round, we're going to take a chance. We need some corner help. I believe in the Patriots in drafting these guys and developing them. I'll have to see what PFF thinks of my grade. Deontay Smith goes. Dang, Robert Hainsey also goes. I don't mind double dipping, honestly, at corner. And we have 2-6, so you might be able to actually grab him. Is he on the board still? I think he's still on the board. Yeah, we should be able to grab him by the next pick. So I'm hoping maybe there's a tackle we could grab, double dip at tackle. The Patriots do this every year. So I think it's a smart move. Brown the third, though, is also a good pickup. But we already got one defensive lineman, and the Patriots have a good amount of defensive linemen right now. So it's a little tough. But I'm just not really seeing anyone. We might have to go with another defensive lineman. All right. That's what we're gonna do. I've had Bobby Brown III drafted to the Patriots before. PFF liked it. He's a good player in the 6th round. I think it's good value. Here we're gonna try to double dip at cornerback with our next pick, as long as we don't get finessed. And it doesn't look like we do. So if we go down here to corner, oopsies. Go here to cornerback. Let's grab Wilcox. 2 guys that hopefully the Patriots can develop. We'll have to see. And then here, I just want to take a chance on an offensive lineman in the 7th round. Patriots usually do well between the undrafted 7th and 6th round when it comes to O linemen. So, it's not a dead case when it comes to, the potential of this offensive lineman. I don't expect anyone too special to be there. But honestly, I also wish PFF had kickers. PFF doesn't allow you to draft kickers because I would have actually drafted a kicker. I would have drafted a kicker by now, actually. There's only a couple, maybe even one good kicker in this draft class. All right. I like the idea of a tackle. But maybe we'll take the chance on the center if that's just the best we could get. Not a bad center. Penn State has some competition. Let's go down to tackle. No one jumps off the board too much. I've gone back and forth with myself when it comes to this dude. But he is someone from Texas A&M that's gotten better each year. It also doesn't help when they don't give you great a profile on these guys to see their build and all, because that's a big part when you're transitioning to the NFL also. So I'm actually probably going to draft him. That's going to be our no trade 10 pick New England Patriots mock. So before we look at the overall grades, I'm going to put myself on the screen so you guys get my real-time reaction. What do you guys like better? This one or this? You guys probably like this one better. All right. So it looks like first off, they gave us an A for Christian Barmore. Don't know if I agree. Feel like that's an A+, but probably because it's not a quarterback. But you know what? I'm sorry. This is not how the board went. Unfortunately, we weren't trading. Jabril Cox, they like that. That's a B+. I like that for the team also. Jalen Darden, I can never seem to get this right. Because with Jalen Darden, I selected him in the third? I selected him in the third round. He's never there by the fourth. So maybe they just don't like him to the Patriots. Demetric Felton, B+ again, I think another really nice addition. Brady Christian, the tackle from BYU, another B+, a lot of B+. So I think this is a pretty good draft class. They gave us a B+ for Jamar Johnson. It is not a C+ anymore. Thank you. Probably because we drafted him in what? I think that's... So we went first, second, third, fourth, with our last fourth round pick. So right before the fifth, and as a first to second round projection, that's a steal. That's a steal in Jamar Johnson. Brown, the corner out of Michigan, B+. They liked that. I think that's nice potential there also. Bobby Brown the third, they didn't love it, but I think where we grabbed him overall was a pretty good pickup. Chris Wilcox, the corner out of BYU, they liked that. Of course, as a 6th round pick, I think it was a nice value. And then Carson Green, the tackle out of Texas A&M, another B+. So for the most part, they were giving us B+. The only A grade we got was Christian Barmore, the defensive lineman out of Alabama in the first round. The only ones they kind of questioned was Bobby Brown, the third, the defensive lineman from Texas A&M. I think I got that right. Yeah. And then Jalen Darden, the wide receiver out of North Texas, who we selected with our third round pick. Overall, they gave us a B+. That's probably about what would average, considering that was most of it. So according to PFF, this was not our best mock draft that we've had. I think we had an A and an A+ already, but I think those came with trades. But I don't think that this was bad. I think this was like a pretty consistent draft, especially with not trading. And overall, I like it. I mean, you're adding a tackle, multiple tackles. You're adding potential at cornerback. You add defensive line. That secondary is getting a lot of help. You add your help at running back. You even add one wide receiver, and you add some help at linebacker to coverage, which you don't have at all really at that position. So, and I think that we got some really nice positional value. So overall, guys, I like this mock draft, especially with not having to stress too much about trades. 43 minutes overall, though, in this video. Geez. What are your guys' thoughts on this mock draft? No trades again. Let me know in the comment section below. If you want to watch our mock draft where we actually made trades, go ahead and check that out. And again, check out one where we went live and I let you guys make the picks. If you guys liked that, we can do that again. Just let me know in the comment section below. Like always, we have a lot of great stuff coming. More mock drafts, draft news, Patriots news. Hopefully we get some more like free agency news, just news about the Patriots in general. We haven't gotten a lot of that as of late, unless it was free agency a few weeks ago. But other than that, I appreciate you guys for watching. Like always on Patriots Global, make sure you guys leave a big like on this video. Subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. And I will catch you guys in my next video.